getting a villa? Actually, if you had stuck around at my event, you would have seen the speech from our cousin. I think it's incredibly rude, and I think you have bad manners. So annoyed with the size hungry excuse. Like, maybe you should get that checked out. It seems like you have like a worm in your stomach. Like, there's something wrong. It's a thank you? Not an actual thank you. And you're not getting any sort of thank you or anything nice from me because what you did was horrendous. What did I do?
Girl, don't do it. It's not worth it.
You don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. You said, wow, so you're not actually married because at your first wedding, you didn't actually say vows. Is that what I said? Yes, that's what.
You don't think you said all this stuff?
Hold on, let Candy talk.
Your ass is on tape saying it.
I don't care if it's a joke to bring up divorce with my husband at my 10-year anniversary party. I didn't bring up divorce. She definitely didn't bring up the divorce. I didn't say it's divorce.
12 seconds later.
Divorce, of course. Trial separation. Wow. Okay, so then how accuse me of flirting with a married man, it's gonna really get real.
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. Today we're gonna talk about episode 7 of the Real Housewives of New York, the new era, the reboot. I like the show. I keep saying that time and time again. I think one thing that really is sticking out to me that I'm finding unsettling is that I really don't know that much about Uba. Like, we have not seen Uba at all, and being that she had COVID and was sick, she missed a lot of weeks of filming, obviously, so she wasn't really in the last episode. She wasn't in this episode like that, so it was kind of like. But I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and enjoy the video, and let's get into it.
Yeah, let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, want it, securing the bag.
All right, so we open up the episode with Jenna. She's basically at her last photo shoot, love scene, and you know, we see her doing all of her business stuff. She has a casting, and she's basically trying to cast diverse people. And I think the whole situation of how Jenna handled this whole casting was great. I felt like she made everyone feel comfortable. She was very personable. She got to know everyone. She wasn't going after a specific type of person. She was open, like very diverse with what she wanted from people, unconventional beauty, people that are tall, skinny, larger, plus size. It didn't matter. So I love that aspect, that it seemed like it was very inclusive and open to anyone, right? So, you know, Jenna invited Sai, and she invited Sai because she's like, look, I'm a middle-aged white woman. I mean, there's a lot of things that I don't see. So having Sai, who's a woman of color, you know, she can bring that visibility for the people that feel invisible. So I feel like that was amazing, and you could definitely tell that she thought a lot about this process.
They're white women, and when someone comes in for a casting, I think it's so critical to see someone that looks like them so that they know that the person who's looking at them sees them. Jenna,
you know, she's like comforting everyone. She's, you know, talking to them, like I said, being personable. But you know, after the casting and everything, they step to the side. Jenna and Sai, you know, they start talking about, you know, the girlfriend breakup. Jenna gets, you know, choked up a little bit, and she really doesn't go deep into the situation, but they table the conversation for now, right?
Same time, like, you are telling your secrets to a complete stranger, but you cannot tell your friends. Everybody needs to know.
We jump over then to see Aaron and Abe. So they're talking about the party and how great it was. Like, oh my God, everybody loves us. They were just giving us our flowers, this, that, and the third, all this. But Aaron feels a way, per usual, she feels some type of way, right? About the group's behavior at the party.
They behaved, I don't know, like it just rubbed me the wrong way.
How did they behave?
Kelly told me, apparently they were talking during our vows.
That was them?
She just didn't like how basically Bryn and Sai, she didn't like that Sai left without saying anything. It was very rude. And she didn't like the fact that Bryn walked into the place just being very cavalier with sunglasses on, this fur. So she just felt like that the behavior was rude.
So I didn't even say bye. I mean, that's just so beyond rude. Like, just shut your mouth. And also, if someone comes up to you and says, you're being rude and loud, just be like, oh my God, I'm sorry.
But then, you know, Abe brings up, you know, the whole Bryn comments about, okay, you know, you're not really divorced, you're not really married because you didn't do your vows. If you ever get a divorce, call me, I'm single. Flirting, right?
Bryn is like, oh, so technically you can get out of the marriage.
Are you kidding?
So whatever,
you can get out of the marriage?
And Aaron is like rightfully so pissed off. I'll be pissed off too. And like I said, like Aaron's not really like my favorite. I still like Aaron on the show. But I feel like her being pissed off is justified. Bryn was doing a lot.
You say vows and technically you're not married.
No, there's a contract.
Everyone knows how to get out of contracts here.
I thought there is steps to it. You can be flirty, but you could also cross the line. She mentioned divorce about 4 times, even in the at the last part when they had like little reef making where they're trying to say, oh, she didn't mention divorce, she didn't mention divorce. She did though, plenty of times. So Aaron asked, like, did you laugh at her? Like, were you engaging? He was like, yeah, I laughed.
Did you laugh?
I laughed.
Oh, thanks.
She's pissed at him too, and I'll be pissed too, because what it's going to do is it's going to reiterate that, oh, well, you know, he knew I wasn't being serious. He knew I was joking, so that's why I kept going with it. It's a bit. So I feel like, one, Gabe should have told the entire story because there was more that happened, but maybe he did off camera. But yeah, obviously we already know that Aaron's gonna come guns blazing. So Jessel and Pavitt, they go out to dinner, and Jessel trying to balance motherhood and her career, this and third, and she's dropping subtle hints of wanting a 3rd child.
Ever since I was a kid, my lucky number has always been 3.
Ever since I've been a kid, 2 has been just a great number for me.
She's like, oh, my favorite number is 3. His like, my favorite number is 2. So he already knew what she was trying to do. So he just basically cut it. He was okay, you're talking about wanting another child, this and the third, but you haven't told your parents that you have IVF. Like, you need to start with that before you want to start with that.
Girl, like, he really wants us to have a kid.
Your parents don't even know you've done IVF so far. I mean, how are they so confident that you're gonna have a girl?
So Jess was like trying to really figure out, like, in her culture, like, basically not having a natural birth is seen frowned upon, is very gossipy, and she just doesn't want to be a part of that rumor mill. But you know, she's like, yeah, you know, I'm definitely gonna have to tell her. And he's like, yeah, you need to tell her before, like, if somebody else tell her. Basically, she said on TV. So we see Brynn and her, I guess, recent ex-fiance Gideon. They're looking at vintage cars, and she's talking about, you know, him. He's being so amazing. He's just so generous. I never had to open the door. He walked me down the aisle. He did this. He bought me this. We flew here.
I'm the collector.
She's trouble. She looks like.
Oh yeah, it's definitely.
Have you come to make sure I get into trouble here?
Yes, yes.
And I'm just like, okay, so why didn't you marry him? She said she wasn't ready. Totally get. But it just seems like he really likes her. Like, he seemed like he was so smitten with her. So I'm just like, girl, like, at some point you might as well just go ahead and just do what you gotta do. If she says she loves him, she has love for him, this and third. So we'll see what happens with that.
4 or 5 carats, stupid beautiful. And then I realized that I was going to be someone's wife, and I remember just panicking. But yeah, I wasn't ready.
But Brynn talk about she wants to freeze her eggs because, you know, she's like 30, in her 30s, mid 30s, and she's like, look, I'm not getting younger. I want to have a family, so I'm just happily figure it out. That's what she longs for, a family. So especially with her upbringing, I could see most people that have like rough upbringings and not really close with their family, they long for that family unit, right? So Jessel and her mother finally sit down for lunch, and they're having like this cute little conversation. You could tell that they have a really close relationship, and her mother will probably literally go up for her, right? So you could tell that Jess was very nervous, and this is like a huge secret that she has kept from her parents. So she finally tells her mother, like, yeah, well, you know,
I started naturally, and it wasn't working. So, you know, my doctor suggested IVF.
Very hard for me to conceive, so I had to go through IVF. It was very traumatic. I had to go through multiple rounds. I had to spend over like 50 grand in the trauma. Like, that's a lot of money just to try to have something that you actually want, right?
I did 1 round. It didn't work. We basically ended up doing a 2nd round. It didn't work. Oh no.
So Jessel didn't tell her mom because she felt like her mom is like a very like a worry wart, and she internalizes things where it's like she takes on, or it's like someone, it's like emotionally dumping on you. She takes on that other person's stress. So she was like, I didn't want you to stress about it. And then you already know that with the whole gossiping thing, and they both start crying. It was very emotional.
Internalize everything, you know? You do. Don't cry. I don't know what to say.
And I'm happy that her mother understands, because she even knew. She was like, yeah, you know, I get it. People going to gossip. You don't want to be a part of that, so I totally understand. And I'm happy that she understood that, right? Brynn, she's throwing a wreath-making event for the girls. Jenna and Jessel arrive first. They both look really cute. Jenna arrives with, you know, armful of gifts. And I'm just like, Jenna is always like giving gifts. Like, it's really great. But we're gonna get into that later. Sai arrives, and she's complaining about the food. And I'm just like, at some point, girl, like Aaron said, like, what really is the deal? Because the reason why you probably are hungry is, girl, because you don't eat meat. You're probably not eating the right protein that fills you up. Like, you're gonna have to eat like more protein, like plant-based protein, to fill you up. But that's probably why you're always hungry, because you're not eating something of substance or dense food. So maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, I'm not the one that's always hungry. Anyway, they're all sitting down and just talking. Mind you, early in the episode, Jenna reveals to Sai about the whole comment about her name, about Jenna Talia.
She brought up the fact that her name is actually Judith. Judith?
Now, the way that Jenna looked at Sai when Sai revealed that to the other girls, looked at her, was like, bitch, did I tell you to tell my fucking tea? Because one, I don't think it was something that she wanted to broadcast, even though she said on TV. But two, I'm just like, did you even ask her that you could reveal it? It wasn't your business to tell. Right? So yeah, that would have pissed me off. Because I'm just like, girl, I didn't give you permission to tell my business. So Erin arrives, and basically she's already like on one. Like, she just like stone faced, just walking in mad. And then Brenna's like, okay, here comes Darth Vader, child. So Erin's just like, yeah, you know, I definitely wanted to come to her party and ruin it, because she came to mine and tried to ruin mine. So yeah. The girls greet her, they try to hug her, and everybody's like, are you okay? Is everything good? She's like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Because one thing about Erin, I feel like Erin gets what this is. She understands the concept of the show and what it is. So yeah. The girls start talking about their Christmas events. They're gonna fly here, they're gonna go here, they're going here.
Going to the Dominican Republic. You are? Yeah, I are. Can I come with you? Like 4 different families with a bunch of kids. So.
But you know, Erin, she says she's going to Dominican Republic, but you know, she throws shade at Sai. She was like, yeah, you know, I'm going to the Dominican Republic, this and the third. But you know, Sai, you left my party early. I think that was very rude, disrespectful, and you have no manners or class.
Actually, if you had stuck around at my event, you would have seen the speech from our cousin. I think it's incredibly rude, and I think you have bad manners.
And Sai was just like, at the end of the day, like, you know, I really don't care. I was hungry, and it was what it was.
I don't care. I tried to say
everybody
goodbye,
else
but
waited. Everyone else said bye.
You literally were taking forever.
But while Erin was going off on Sai, she gave a 2-piece to over here for Brynn, because she's
not an actual thank you, and you're not getting any sort of thank you or anything nice from me, because what you did was horrendous. What did I do? What did I do in comparison to everyone else?
She was like, first of all, what you did in my party was horrendous, so you shouldn't even be talking right now. So Brynn's like, okay, tell me what I did. Tell me what I did. She was like, okay. She's like, bringing up divorce to my husband at my anniversary party was just rude, disrespectful, and low down.
Because she didn't go up to Abe and say, hey, when you get divorced, please let me know at my anniversary party. Do you think it's normal to do that? You don't know what you're talking about. I don't know.
So Brynn's telling her, like, I don't even know what you're talking about. You definitely don't even know what you're talking about. Erin basically reenacts the stories, and the producer provides footage, evidence. She's telling her that you brought up divorce to my husband. She's like, I never brought up divorce. Jess was like, oh, she never brought up divorce. They showed it.
I didn't bring up divorce. She definitely didn't bring up the D word. I didn't say divorce. You did. You weren't even there. What are you talking about? She definitely didn't bring up the D word. Divorce, of course. Trial separation.
You did. And I think that maybe it was the alcohol, maybe it was what it was. I don't know. But it was just like, girl, you pushed it too far. Like, I feel like just doing a light flirting, whatever. But I feel like the girls are trying to justify, like, Jenna, Sai, like, she's a flirtatious girl. Like, I mean, you know, she flirts. Like, she's a flirtatious girl. That doesn't give the green light for her to be disrespectful to that woman's husband at her anniversary party. So regardless of the fact that she's a flirt, which we all get, the girl is flirty, cool. But flirtatious and disrespectful, there's a blurred line there, because he is a married man.
I personally think Erin maybe took it a little seriously. We all know Brynn loves to flirt. That's what she does. And that are out to get your husband. This was not that moment.
Brynn basically tells her, she was like, okay, if I was being so rude, then why was your husband over here laughing? Next time, tell him that he needs to stop laughing at my jokes. Because that's what it was. It was a joke. It was reenacting a bit from Friends. So Erin, she didn't care. She just like basically just brushed her off like, girl, I don't care.
In Brynn like style, like it was maybe then tell her to stop laughing at my jokes.
Brynn basically tells her, like, if you're basically trying to accuse me of flirting with a married man, then it's about to get real, because I'm not doing that. And Jess was like trying to defend her, but I'm like, you were I mean, you were flirting with him. I don't get it. Like, you were flirting with him. But on the other hand, Aaron, I don't think nobody wants your husband.
Okay, so then you accuse me of flirting with a married man, it's gonna really get real. Don't you really want your husband? No.
She was like, my marriage isn't a joke. She's like, well, maybe your party's just boring. She called the party boring and just saying like, girl, the shit was boring. Y'all talk about nothing. I don't really care. Next time, don't invite me. I mean, she didn't say all that. But it was kind of a snooze fest. There was no music, no, like, it just seemed like very blasé. When she said that, Aaron got up. She stormed off. This is the first storm off that we got. And I'm just like, I just wanted her to like sit in it, say what you got to say. But I get it. Like, you over the conversation and you just like, you think it's some BS that they're saying, get up and leave. So, I mean, I'm not mad. I think definitely Aaron, this is a W for Aaron. So shout out to her. Everybody else pay her dust. They're like, bye girl, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa. They do all that. So at the end of the episode, Jenna brings all the girls gifts. And it's all sponsored gifts too. They're all like sponsored, and it's kind of questionable because it's like, are you doing this for promo, or are you trying to be actually genuine? Because it doesn't seem genuine when it's all partnership promo stuff. But maybe she had extra and she was just trying to give it to the girls. We don't know. We have to figure out what's going to happen with Jen. So we'll see what happens in the next episode, y'all. I hope you guys like and enjoy. Please put down in the comments what you think about the show, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.